Hey guys, today I want to talk about a new series of videos where I show you my favorite plugins that I use in my mixes and compositions. However, I also think that these plugins are going to be very useful for you, whether you are interested in mixing or production, or as guitar players as well, regardless of your level. Beginner, intermediate, whatever you are, even if you're just jamming at home, I think these are the right plugins for you. The first of these tools is the Waves Audio lord-alge guitar plugin. The reason I chose this plugin specifically as my first video is because I think it is criminally underrated as a guitar plugin. I don't hear a lot of guitarists talking about this, and I really think they should. Personally, this has changed a lot of the way that I record guitar. It's changed my flow. It's also changed the way I practice guitar quite a bit. And I think it can be a great solution for a lot of you guys. By way of background, this plugin was created by Waves Audio in collaboration with lord-alge. If you don't know who that is, he is an incredible mixing engineer who has worked with Green Day, Muse, Bruce Springsteen, Stone Temple Pilots. He is a true legend. So in his own words, Chris describes this as a toolbox for guitar to help you achieve the perfect guitar tone. Obviously, you might think that's an incredibly bold statement, but if anyone can make such a statement, I think Chris lord-alge has the right to do that because he is a legend and he's worked with some incredible guitar players with great tone. So what I really want to do in this video is show you how I use it and how I think a lot of guitar players out there, whether you're recording at home or whether you're just practicing, will find this a great tool. I'm not going to go into great detail about the features and every single sound that you can get out there, because first of all, it would have to be a 3 to 4 hour long video and you guys have better things to do. But secondly, there's also some really good videos on YouTube, demo videos, even by Waves Audio on this subject. And so I think they're better placed to explain that than I am. But I just want to concentrate on my usual thing, which is listen with your ears. Having said that, just before we get started and plug in, I do want to show you just the interface very quickly of the plugin, so at least you know what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. So let's magically change view. Okay, so here we are, as usual with the Waves plugins. Everything is contained in one screen. There's no pop-ups, no different menus to open. Everything is on one screen. So as you can see, the interface is very, very simple. The main part of it is the re-amplify section here on the left. So when it's off, it means that you are running your signal from an existing tube amp or an existing guitar simulation amp. And you're using this as a After Effects or as a EQ to tailor that sound. You have the rotary switch here on the right, which has clean, crunch, heavy sections, and then it has a bypass section. If, for example, you're playing a heavy distorted guitar, if you put it on the heavy section, it will automatically adjust the sound according to that. If then you move the toggle up, you will then re-amplify the sound. And effectively what that means is that you are processing the dry signal, so the direct input through your audio interface. And there you have all the presets that you can play with. Again, the rotary switch has 3 channels effectively, clean, crunch, heavy, and then the bypass to bypass it. And you have all the presets contained within those 3 channels. So if you have no amp and you only have an audio interface, the reamplifier would be on the on position and you can go straight in and have the great sounds that Chris lord-alge created. If we move to the main section, you have bass, treble, compression, reverb, delay, and pitch. You can adjust them all with sliders, and then you have 3 different types for each. For example, if we go to the delay section, you have an 1/8 note delay, you have an edge, and you have a 1/4 note delay. These are all color coordinated, so an 1/8 delay So an eighth delay is green, edge is blue, and quarter is red. It may seem like a little detail, but it's very useful when you're post-processing guitars. You know exactly where to go, and it is very, very clear. On the right, you have the output section, which is, again, pretty self-explanatory. Finally, we move on to the presets. You can, as with most of these plugins, save, load up your own presets, and then you have the factory presets. So you have a number of presets here, and some of them apply to when the reamplifier is off, and some when the reamplifier is on. In this video, I will look at the reampers, so the direct input presets. And you can see that the presets, there's quite a lot of them, going from clean, nice delayed sounds to heavy rock sounds to anything in between. Blues, you can get all sorts of sounds with these presets. And the wonderful thing about these presets is, so for example, if we go to the less power one, you see the sliders go up and down. The pitch is off for this preset, but again, you can tailor it. Okay, so that was a very brief introduction, if you've never seen it before, to just the general interface of the plugin. So let's now plug in. I am playing my vintage Icon series Telly straight into my audio interface. There's no effects, no cabs, no EQs, nothing. It's just straight through. What we're going to do is just go through a few of the presets that I really like and that I use very, very often, and I think they represent the software very well. Okay guys, so final thoughts on this. So overall, the aim of this video was to give you an idea of what this plugin sounded like, and also kind of show you how immediate it is. And that initial bold statement that Chris made at the beginning actually is a very accurate representation of it, because the point here is that you, as a guitar player, whether you're playing at home and just jamming along, or recording a guitar track in a project you're working on, sometimes when you get the inspiration, when you get in that mood, you actually just want to plug in and record, not be messing around too much with settings, with additional EQ, with additional cab synths, etc. So the point of this plugin is actually to make the creative flow very, very simple. Just plug in, you have a number of presets and you can create your own to get the sound that you like. I personally have been using this in exactly that way. So I've been using it when I want to quickly punch something into a song I'm recording, or even when I'm just practicing at home. I just plug into my audio interface and there you go. I've got some really good presets. Quite frankly, I haven't created my own. I'm just using theirs and maybe modifying some of the sliders. But really, it's simplicity. It's getting what you're hearing in your head to your ears through the guitar and through the computer. very, very quickly, very easily. So it's mimicking that creative process of when you are with a mixer in the studio and all you need to do is really just concentrate on playing and getting those sounds that you've got in your head through the instrument. The mixing engineer will do the rest. This is essentially what this plugin does for you, just in a very, very simple format. What I really think is amazing about this plugin is that it's quite bare bones, but at the same time, it's very, very complete. So really, if you're going DI to it, you can have clean, crunch, heavy tones. Then you have the main effects: delay, reverb, chorus, EQ. What that tells you is that you have an amp sim, essentially, with 3 different channels. Then you have a effects portion. So that's going straight in. However, if you do want to use your favorite amp or any other amp sim or your tube amp, you can simply toggle the switch up and use it as an effects system. The delay and reverb are outstanding. And obviously, I wouldn't expect Chris Lord to use anything else than outstanding, but they really are good. I think this is a very simple, very cost effective, inexpensive, quite frankly, because it is around $30. There's a free demo, so you should go try it. And it's a way to speed up that process from what you're thinking to recording it, or what you're thinking to jamming it out by yourself in your bedroom. So it's a very good product. I think it is underrated by a lot of guitarists because they tend to go through some sort of other modeling company or a pedal or other all-in-one amp solutions. This sounds just as good, if not better. As usual, we have to be honest, it doesn't have 265 cabs, it doesn't have 300 different, preamp sections, microphones, all that. But that's kind of not the point of this. The point of this is that this can act in 2 fundamental ways. One, to reamp your guitar, and the other one to add some effects and some color to your existing tone, which you have through your own amp. So it's a studio tool rather than a multi-effects or rather than an amp sim. But it also does that job in a simple, in a solid, and in a great sounding way. So I think that this is a very, very underrated product that is very useful and covers a lot of bases. So what I will do is put all the links down below. Thank you as usual for watching. Give me a shout if you want any more information on this. I will see you in the next episode, and as usual, rock on.